Over the next few lectures, we're going to take a closer look at strings. So here we have a variable of type string. To get the number of characters in this string, we use the built-in len function. Now look at the IntelliSense. This function returns the number of items in a container. So it's not specific to strings. It's a generic reusable function. We can pass a string here, and this will return the number of characters in the string. Or we can pass a list, and this will return the number of items in the list. So here let's pass this course variable and print the length. So we have 18 characters. Beautiful. Similar to many other languages, we can access individual characters using square bracket notation. So to get the first character, we use square brackets 0 because the index of the first character here is 0. Now let's print this, run the program, so we get P. Now, one interesting feature in Python that I personally haven't seen in other programming languages is a negative index. So here, let's duplicate this line and pass -1. What do you think we're going to get? Well, if 0 represents the first character, -1 takes us back to the end of the string, so it returns the first character from the end of the string. Let's run this program. So we get G. Similarly, we could pass -2, and this will return the second character from the end. Very powerful. Now, using a similar syntax, we can also slice strings. So let's duplicate this line. To slice a string, we need to pass 2 indexes. The start index, colon, the end index. So this will return all the characters starting from the start index all the way up to the end index, but it doesn't include the character at the end index. In this example, it's going to return 0, 1, and 2, these 3 characters, but not the character at index 3. Okay, so let's run the program. We get the first 3 characters. Beautiful. Now we can exclude either or both these indexes, and Python will assume default values. So let's duplicate this line and exclude the start index. What do you think Python is going to put here? It's common sense. It's going to pass 0 as the start index. So let's run the program. You can see we get the same result. So these last 2 expressions are exactly the same. Now, what if we exclude the end index? What do you think Python is going to put here? It's going to pass the length of the string. So let's run the program. You can see this returns the entire string. And finally, if we exclude both the start and end index, again, we get the same result. So let's verify this. Beautiful. Now, one thing you need to take into account here is that whenever we access an individual character or a range of characters, Python interpreter is going to allocate some new memory and copy those characters into that new memory location. Because as I told you before, strings are immutable. So the value that we have at the original memory location, that is Python programming, will not be affected. We can verify this. So let's print ID of course, and then print ID of course of 0. And then run the program. You can see 2 different addresses here. That is because strings and other primitive types like numbers and booleans are immutable in Python.